you know, the idea of what do you say to your patient, specifically what do you say?
And I tell them this is unfortunately, this is going to be a challenge, but we actually have options that work great for you, and there are really 3 options. The first option is just simply placing reading glasses on. There's actually a second option. We can actually build you a pair of glasses where you can see in the distance through the top of the lenses, and you can actually see up close with them as well. We can make those with or without lines. And there's actually a third option, and the third option is contact lenses. And these contact lenses actually allow you to see far away and up close. Whenever I talk to patients about presbyopia, I always make sure that they understand what the expectations over the next several years are, so that they understand that they will be going through these transitions where the lenses that we're actually prescribing for them will be good for a certain period of time, but then their system will just slowly become weaker, regardless of what we do when we're fixing them, whether that be with glasses or contact lenses, so that they know what to expect in the years to come.
And I mentioned that when you look into the distance, you get one vision. Distance, when you look up close, you get one vision for up close. And I go into that's a monofocal vision. It has its limitations because of your inability to see at all distances at once, and you have a decreased range of vision. There's monovision, which is one eye distance, and they struggle with that. And then I talk about multifocal lenses and how that gives a full range of vision because it's a multifocal, and there's multiple focal distances within that lens.
I tend to simplify. To me, I think that the more you simplify things, the less likely I am to have issues with the patient. Basically, when we get to the contact lenses, we're like, well, you can wear contacts for far and reading glasses. Most patients don't like that idea. But I basically say to them, I say, this is one eye for far, one eye for close. You probably have friends who wear it. This used to be where we start. We don't start there anymore. And then I go to multifocal and explain it.
When we have patients that come in and ask us specifically because, you know, maybe their mom or their aunt or their father or somebody ends up, you know, they had monovision because it was the only thing at the time. But the wonderful thing about the new multifocal lenses we have is we can utilize your 2 eyes and you get to see all the distances.
I would assume that maybe there are some doctors out there who believe that because monovision has been around forever, that it's the first line of defense. It's been around because you didn't have to innovate to a new contact lens. It's not been around because it was the perfect system. It was just our best way of getting this to work with what we had at the time. If we could go back in time and introduce a multifocal lens at the exact same moment that we introduced a monovision system, you would find that we probably wouldn't be doing very much monovision at all. But now we have something that's supremely better, and that's why we fit it, and that's why patients are happy with it.
John, in discussing multifocals with the patients, I think it's important to bring up the fact that this is newer technology, because just like many doctors may have tried fitting multifocals 10 years ago and felt like they got burned, that it took too long to do and that it was wasted efforts, we may be seeing some of their patients or some of our own patients that we tried 10 years ago, and they may come in already feeling like this technology is old, even though you know, it can do more for them now than it ever could.
It is now that we have these newer generations of multifocals that have really done a great job of, you know, addressing the concerns we had with the original multifocals that came out. It's a lot more successful to fit a multifocal today than it was 10 years ago. And that partially is because more doctors are fitting it and we've gotten a little better, but a lot of it has to do with the products that have come out and the fitting guides that have come out along with those products to really make us successful.